Hello everyone. So many of you were asking me about MLH video. So here it is. Let's start.
Hey Ravisha, welcome to my channel. Let's start with introducing yourself.
Thank you, Reha, for having me. I would love to introduce myself. So, I am a second year computer science and engineering student, and I'm a WTEF scholar, which is known as Talent Sprint Women Engineer Scholar nowadays, just like Reha is. And I recently completed a fellowship in Major League Hacking, and that's like a broad introduction. Over to you, Reha.
The video is going to be about MLH today. So as Ravisha has experience in MLH, so we are gonna have a run through how was her experience, what are the eligibility, and some tips if she can give us. Ravisha, how was your experience in MLH?
Yeah, I think the experience was very good because I was kind of looking for something like that, and it was very relevant to what I was looking for. Like I was in my second year, and I was doing a few projects here and there. Like we did one project in Talent Sprint, and we also did I participated in hackathons, etc. But I was kind of not satisfied with the kind of development I was doing. So I was looking for projects and professional technical experience of projects. So yeah, MLH gave me that. So it was a very good experience, and I also had the opportunity to interact with so many people around the world. So that was also a very good experience.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. Also, like the meeting links and the insight to share, really build my interest into it too. And what was the duration and how did you get to know about it?
Okay, so the duration was 3 months, and I got to know about MLH from some random, I don't know, from random WhatsApp group. That's it. And it was not really, in fact, I did not even know much about MLH. But when I got to know about it, I thought it's really interesting and it's really vast. It's really spread out, and so many people were trying to get into it. And it was not that easy to get into it, like in the first shot, but I'm so grateful that I got into it. So yeah, I just got it from a WhatsApp group.
Yeah, that's 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 how we usually get things.
Yeah.
Your project was pretty amazing. The project you built via MS. Do you mind giving us some insight into that too?
Yeah, sure. So we majorly worked on three projects, like three separate hackathons. And in each of the hackathon, we had like separate themes. So in the first hackathon, we had a theme of developer tools, and my project was, on the lines of it. And the second theme was about gaming, and yeah, I built a similar project. And in the third, the theme was data ethics and security. So yeah, my project was. So my project was three major things on these themes, and the last week was an open source week. So we contributed to other projects. So that was the broad experience about the project.
Yeah, I loved each and every all your projects, but especially the last one. It was really amazing. How
Yeah.
yeah, that's the favorite one. Who all can apply for MLH?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Who all can apply for MLH? Like, what's the
Okay, so I
eligibility?
think any student can apply for MLH, like any student who is a part of like a university, a school going student, and also professionals can also apply if they are kind of looking for a break or from their monotonous job lives, or maybe they are looking something for part-time jobs, etc. Yeah, so professionals and students, everyone can apply, and the level of experience that is required for every track that there is in MLH, we'll talk about that later. It's that might vary, but yeah, everyone can apply. I think the criteria was 18 years of age for a school going student, and if you are above 13 years of age but less than 18 years of age, you need parents' permission.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. And yeah, as you said, anyone can apply. So yeah, those who are watching, so yeah, don't be afraid to apply. Go apply for it. Yeah, let's talk about the application process. If this is such a prestigious fellowship, the application process should be tough, should be on the level to evaluate a person on their capabilities. So yeah, how was the application process, and like would you give some tips? Like how did you go about it?
Okay, so the application process was a bit lengthy, but obviously, as you said, that since it is a prestigious fellowship program, you need to do that, right? So initially, you need to give all your basic information, and apart from that, the main two things that I feel of the application, like the core of the application, is one part is the code sample that you submit, which is kind of a GitHub repository that you submit of a project that you have done, and the other part is the essays that you write. So tips for the essays, I'll say that be very crisp with what you write and don't exaggerate it. But at the same time, your passion and dedication for technology should show. Like you should not just write it for the sake of writing it. Write it because don't. I'll just say that be honest, okay? Because if you try to exaggerate and put points from here and then when you ask your friends how to write it impactfully, then it might sound a little not so true. So yeah, be honest in your application, but yeah, your passion and for technology and how much you're curious to learn and how much you're looking for teamwork and stuff, that should show. That is like my tip for the essays. And if I talk about the tip for the code sample that you want to submit, then uh, for the Explorer track, because since I was the part of Explorer track, but right now Explorer track is shifted to the pre-fellowship thing. Okay, so make sure that the code sample that you're submitting is relevant to the track. Okay, so if you're submitting for an open source, then make sure your contribution is significant. However, the contribution should be significant in any of the projects so that you know about it properly, right? And also, you need to talk about that project in a technical interview. So make sure that you know about the technical details from the scratch till the end. So you can talk about it confidently and you can answer questions, and also you can take the feedback also properly. So make sure that you can talk about it. That would be my tip for the code sampling.
Yeah, that sounds pretty amazing. This also gave us the insight that after this application process, there is going to be another set of interview. So yeah, you should be true to yourself as well as to the application process. And yeah, last but not the least, like what language did you prefer, and what was your GitHub repo that you submitted regarding?
Okay, so there's no specific language that I would recommend that you should submit this to get selected or something. But I submitted a Python project, and I had used the Pygame library into it and been using some colors and squares, and I tried building a basic game. So they kind of liked it that I have built it from scratch till the end. And I can talk about the basic details. Like when I was talking about the project, I was able to talk about the small functions that I made, why I did it, like how what was the problem I was facing initially, and then how I solved them, etc. So they kind of liked how I did it myself. So even if you're submitting a simple project, and whatever language or whatever tool you're using, you should be well versed, well known with it, and yeah, that kind of projects you can submit. So I don't think that there's a specific programming language that I would refer you to choose. Yeah, but you should be proficient in at least one of them, because if you're proficient in at least the programming part of it, then I don't think that learning a language or a technology is that difficult.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So any words like for the aspirants like who are gonna apply?
Yeah, so as I said, there would be interviews. So one interview would be kind of a behavioral interview, and the other interview would be a technical interview. So make sure that the code sample you have submitted, you have revised it thoroughly, like you have gone through the repository and kind of practice it in your head. How are you going to explain it structure wise? Like this is how I'm getting the data, this is how I'm processing it, these are the libraries that you're using. Like if you're using Node.js, and if there is a module that you're using, make sure you mention that and tell them that why you chose this library to use, etc. So make sure you talk about it confidently in the technical interview. That would be one of the tips. And the other tips is that tip would be that in the behavioral interview, make sure you're confident and you're talking about your experiences and strengths properly.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ravisha. And like for who all are watching, as you know, like from Ravisha's experience, yeah, she's pretty good at things she does. So I'll mention her details in the below description box. So yeah, do like connect with her. Yeah, follow her.
Thank
So
you,
yeah,
Ria.
that's it. It was pleasure having you here, and thanks a lot for like sparing time for me.
Thank you for having me, Ria. It was a pleasure for me too.